In contemporary world, we all face the problem of biopollution, although not many of us use this word. But there is no matter of words, there is a matter of facts. According to the scientific estimates, at least 20% of living and industrial spaces are dangerously contaminated with microflora. However, the problem is very complicated even for nowadays science. Microorganisms respond to every attempt to terminate them. Scientists warn that any disinfecting substance is a kind of weapon in this war, so we must be careful not to harm humans and animals instead of mold and bacteria. We need pure ecological methods with non-poisonous means.
Чтобы оно не обернулось против нас самих, необходим комплексный экологический подход.
Панацеи быть не может.
There is no simple solution. It is necessary to combine different means. Physical, chemical and biological methods must work together. It must be a combination. One element works against one certain function of dangerous microorganism. Another means suppress another function. Then the problem might be solved in some part. But it is necessary to understand as well that microorganisms that cause the so-called biocorrosion have the system that provide their resistance. Scientific researches show that it is very hard to terminate them completely. In spite of century-old experience, humanity keeps searching for better methods of disinfection. This is not only because of microorganisms' development. People look for higher quality of life. Then what kind of method against mold and bacteria we are to prefer? The most effective and least harmful. We need substances that could be modified exactly for certain circumstances, objects and even countries. From this point of view, the most interesting in the wide range of substances are those that created on the base of polymers of guanidine. What is good about those substances? First of all, I have to say that they are both disinfectants and antiseptics. It is possible to use them for building materials, for surface protection, as well as for health care when somebody is ill. What does it mean? It means that these substances are low toxic, so that makes possible to use them in medical purposes. That is the first. The second is that these substances are multi-target. They work in several directions. They work against microorganism cells. That is why they are effective. These substances work on cytoplasmatic level, on the level of membrane. They are inhibitors of albumin and protein, so they inhibit cell energy supplement. That is why this multi-targeting effectiveness makes them good as disinfectants as well as antiseptics. Such way of acting against mold and bacteria can be considered as a soft care compared to one-way poisonous means. Polymer of guanidine is the optimum combination of the effectiveness against microorganisms and the safety for humans and animals. Modern modifications of substances based on this polymer provide long-term multi-target effect. This variety is the result of the different concentration of guanidine along with special additions for each purpose. In accordance to the purpose, you should follow simple rules of use. Before using the Teflex, it is necessary to remove the dirt, clean substances, plaster and outer mass of mold. You should do it mechanically, but not with chemicals. If the wall, for example, is soggy or wet, it is reasonable to dry it with flame or heat. This way guarantees fast and effective contact of the Teflex and the surface, and also lowers the unproductive loss of substance. At the same time, any biopollutions will be removed by the Teflex cleaning and washing additions. It is possible to add the Teflex to plasters for disinfection. It helps to increase the bioresistance of material. For example, you can slake lime with concentrated Teflex, so the building materials get biocide characteristics. Also, you can successfully protect any absorbing material with Teflex. When you have to do with glazed material, tile, metal or enamel, the Teflex will help to polish it as well. Blotted by hands to make a reliable contact between the substance and the non-absorbing surface. It is easy to check if the protecting layer is posted on the surface. Just splash water on it. Proceeded area will stay dry. Water will roll down as on the raincoat. The Teflex is effective for wood care, but also it can be used to remove black stains and impregnations on stone surfaces. Sponge it with Teflex. It contains active oxygen, which gets deeply inside into the affected surface and destroys at once all microorganisms. By the way, this substance is a good mean to remove salt accumulations from bricks. Sponge the brick wall with special anti-salt Teflex modification. You will see the result immediately, and it is easy to confirm this result. Just wash bricks with clean water and then sponge it again. There are many common among Teflex polymer cocktails based on guanidine. They have the same characteristics. They are safe in use, they make no harm to the surface, they have long-term effect. After that, it is economically effective to use them too. The latest scientific research made it possible to use Teflex for a wide range of disinfection. It is already in use in Russia and Europe. It will not be exaggeration to say that this modification is able to change the traditional image of disinfection. It is safe to use Teflex substance in the presence of people or animals. It allows to use it for many purposes. And even more, it can be used for many home needs, to clean air, for example. There is exclusive requirement of biologically pure environment in hospitals and medical offices, in schools and nursery, in cafes and restaurants. The advantage of Teflex is obvious in such places. It does no harm, it does not require special skills of use, it even does not smell. We have made many researches to find out how toxic it may be. We found out that it is absolutely safe in recommended concentrations. Even according to strict European standards, it is not toxic. The modification, which is especially created for Finland, is very successful during epidemic on poultry farms. Substance is not collecting in birds' organisms at all. Special research was made about that. And it was proved. The fact is that organism of bird, animal or human has a system that destroys and then makes non-dangerous substances which are deadly harmful to mold and bacteria. After destroying microorganisms, it simply vanishes from organism of animal or man. It is necessary to notice that disinfection must be frequent in some cases. For example, when you have a small kid in your house. It is helpful if somebody in your family gets ill with some infection. For example, gets chilled or gets intestinal infection. People get viruses, influenza, tonsillitis. In such cases, the Teflex substance will protect others from those infections. You should clean, for example, dishes and plates, wash the floor, and so on in your domestic life. There is no need to be specially trained and equipped to use Teflex. It will not complicate your daily life. It just will be an invisible guard of your environment.
Безопасная защита для каждого из нас.